welcome back to Shifty FX. We are on Outlook number 3. Looking at the markets, we can see exactly what we discussed last week, that the previous week high would get taken early. That has happened. And if we drop to the daily, once external range liquidity was taken, as we discussed, that we would most likely target the internal range liquidity, and market has done so. Okay, so market so far respecting this daily fair value gap. Just want to jump up a time frame again to the weekly. Essentially what we look for is our 2 candle theory, understanding that we want to target previous week's highs and lows based on how it's closed. But just given that this is on the brink of being a doji candle with a big wick to the upside and tail to the downside, we are essentially sitting 50-50 at the moment. Okay, map out a couple of areas of interest going forward. So this is our weekly fair value gap that we could look to draw towards. We have relative equal lows available as your sell side liquidity, and we have an overlapping fair value gap which we've marked out previously. Order block. So order block there, weekly fair value gap. We could see market retrace down. This is giving us a good indication. As you see over here, we've had the same development. See a strong push to the downside. Market then took that previous low, wicked up, drew down, closed 50-50 and creating a swing low. Okay, we could see that develop this week. That market could perhaps open, trade a little higher, and then confirm that swing high, giving us a good understanding that in our dealing range we are trading within premium, looking to target discount. Okay, but that's speculating because we have not got a swing high yet, and given that this is an indecision candle in an aggressive bullish move, it's not the same identical scenario as this. Okay, I would most likely just sit on my hands a little bit, given Donald Trump's inauguration coming up, and allowing Monday to open. Friday, if we go back to the daily, you can see closed relatively aggressive, really aggressive in comparison. What we were slightly doubtful about was market tapping into this daily fair value gap, sweeping liquidity and not displacing immediately, giving us a clear draw to the upside. But if we get that bullish close come Monday and market respecting bullish order flow again, we could consider market opening, pushing down, okay, pushing to the downside, creating that wick we need, closing bullish, giving us a good indication that come Tuesday, we could look to expand further, targeting that swing right there. All right, but this is all speculation at the moment, guys. I'm just trying to put a scenario in my mind, given that we've gone from external range liquidity, we've broken structure over here. If we're relying on the daily, what is our dealing range on the daily? We have come back into discount, order block, daily fair value gap, pushing to the upside. Bodies are respecting this fair value gap. So order flow, bullish order flow so far is being respected. Okay. If anything, and you're looking to trade come Monday, I'd probably flip a coin and say, yeah, let's push it more towards 50-50. Okay, because Monday should open up, given how high it's closed over here, and immediately take that previous day's high. Again, like I said, with our 2 candle theory, once that high is taken, okay, that's our lowest hanging fruit gone for the day, which essentially means you don't have to trade. All right. So let's see how Monday opens up again. That would be, yeah, if we were going to push short, okay, for instance, I would want to see this daily fair value gap get inverted, and it will give us a great indication that we will push to the downside, targeting the sell side liquidity. All right, let's step into EU. So EU still trading within this weekly. Market has closed exactly the same. We've wicked below, taking the previous week's low. We don't have an immediate draw on liquidity right now. We do have this monthly fair value gap to the upside. If DXY targets that weekly fair value gap, we would look for this monthly fair value gap to get targeted on EU. Okay, if I go across to the daily, again you would see Friday. Now, market respecting this fair value gap. Apologies. Bodies are respecting it. We've wicked through. We've had an inside bar. Friday's tapped in again into that CE, consequent encroachment perfectly. Then move to the downside. If we're looking at the lower time frame, again, just like DXY, we would have our swing to swing. That's our confirmed swing high. That's our confirmed swing low. The two candles on either side. We've tapped into premium arrays, and now we would look to target discount arrays. Okay, we drop to the 4 hour. Had that, okay, so great. We have this 4 hour fair value gap where bodies were respecting it. We have now inverted that fair value gap. We have ourselves a change in the state of delivery. Go to the 1 hour. You could refine that up there to market taps in, displaces to the downside. So let's refine that change in the state of delivery. Market respecting that all the way through. And then what do we see over here? We have a Gbpusd into a SIBI. And market again respecting that. Okay. So right now what we are seeing is 1 hour order flow being respected, coming from a daily, sweeping that liquidity and driving to the downside. So for me, I think Monday needs to close out. I'd like to see a nice strong bearish candle close to the downside on the daily, making it really easy for me to go, well, the following day, all I'm going to look for is the exact same thing that we always discuss, is a wick coming to the upside on the daily, creating the power of 3, giving me a good range to target the external range liquidity. Okay. And again, while we've seen that, is that market has tapped into a daily fair value gap. We've displaced to the upside, inverted that 1 hour fair value gap, changing the state of delivery, market respecting this 1 hour fair value gap created, and we've inverted this 4 hour. So lower time frame has aligned with higher time frame now. But let's see how Monday closes for us. All right, on to GU. That was discussed in the latest video. If we go to the weekly, you'll see now GU just taking an absolute beating. We have a weekly fair value gap generated to the downside, showing great strength for the dollar. As we mapped out, first target would be the bodies. We've seen that wick in, tail out, and next draw would be that swing low, significant swing low. Market has closed below. Okay, so immediate assumption is that the next draw on liquidity would be last week's low. Okay. Can I foresee market coming up here? Yeah, absolutely. But I think if DXY and EU open up aggressively on Monday, DXY pushing up, EU down, obviously, we could see this weekly taken quite early. What I would like to see is maybe a deeper retracement at some time. This just looks like it's creating a bit of liquidity, but bodies are respecting this daily fair value gap. You'll see there. Honestly. So bodies respected it, markets traded up. wick back down, attempted again, and then an aggressive push to the downside, making that my first draw on liquidity going forward. Would I have liked to see market trade up here into this overlapping PD ray? Absolutely. But what we have is an aggressive push and GBP USD failing to retrace any higher, showing weakness in GBP quite significantly. Okay, so market open up again. Let's have a look on the 4 hour. Do we see anything interesting? Not really, guys. A little bit messy over the last couple of days. See what the 1 hour had to produce. So inverted that 1 hour. Perfect. Respecting all of this order flow over here. Taps in. Pushes down. Yeah, so GU's looking a bit messy to me. This just looks like we could see liquidity. If you just isolate it like that and exclude the news, it's just range bound at the moment. Most likely going to take the low early on in the week, and then from that point the immediate draw has been taken. Okay, so I wouldn't be rushing into the charts just yet. EU's looking pretty good. DXY, let's see how they open up, and then we take it from there, traders. All right, I hope you enjoyed that outlook. Any comments, just post them and we'll get back to you. Happy trading.